Good morning and welcome to our pajama day. It's cold where I am, but not as cold as other places. So get your blankets, get snuggly, get your space heaters on, put on some comfortable, relaxing music. Of course, you know, the beauty of this content library in recording our classes is that you could do this anytime. Maybe you're watching this in July and maybe you're sweating. I don't know. So, the beauty of technology. So, some of our girls got some elbow things today, some leg things today, some hip things today. So please let me know, communicate with me. What are you needing from your practices? And I'm so happy to add that in. You got some stress and anxiety over something. So yesterday was January 14th, and every Sunday I give all my login people in our community an inspirational message that comes straight to your email. And so I was talking a little bit in that pop-up message about what to do if you have anxiety. And it's kind of this, five senses kind of meditation. And it's just bringing you back into the present moment, just to let you know that you're not in the past experiencing whatever that was, and you're not in the future worrying about whatever that may or may not be, but getting present in what is happening right now by using all of your senses. The thing that's challenging about PTSD or anxiety is that, your nervous system gets used to being in this particular energetic pathway, let's call it, and your body doesn't know the difference between what's happening right now or what is going on in your mind. So we must direct our attention to allow ourselves to be present in this moment. So let's practice some of those. Open your eyes and look around. Let yourself know exactly where you are right now. Look around and maybe pick out a few things that you haven't looked at yet today. Or maybe even look down at your hands and use that sense of sight to see, yep, this is where I'm at. Because once we get that thought, we get that picture in our mind of that occurrence. And that sends your body right back into that place. Excuse me. And then, secondly, listen. Close your eyes and listen. What do you hear? The sound of my voice. Maybe you've got some music playing in the background. The sound of your home. I've got a space heater over here. How many different sounds can you hear that let you know that this is where I am right now? Maybe there's some sound outside. So I'm just peeking out my back door and noticing that some snowflakes are falling again. This is happening right now in this present moment. What about smell? Can you smell anything? Does your house have a particular smell? Is there something new? What can you taste? Is there a lingering taste that you have in your mouth? In your coffee, your tea, your breakfast, your toothpaste, whatever it is. Lick your lips and see if there's anything that you can taste. And then the last one is touch or feeling. Feel your body where it is in the space. If you're lying down, feel the back of your head, your shoulders, your hips. Maybe you can feel your breath. If you can feel your breath right in this little space below the tip of your nose and above your upper lip, a sensation of breath. Maybe you can feel your breath letting the chest rise and fall. Maybe you can feel your blanket on your body. Maybe you can feel your clothes. Maybe you can feel the warmth of the heater or your fireplace warming your body. Maybe you can feel cold on your toes or your fingertips. Begin to brush your fingertips against the tip of your thumb and feel that sensation of your fingerprints in this present moment. Feel something. And you can say to yourself, presently I am right here. And all is well. All is well in my mind and my body. Right here and now. In this present moment. This gift. I am not in my past. The future hasn't come yet. And remember that there's nothing that's permanent. So if you're in pain, just know that it's not going to last. And if you're in joy, notice that joy may not last. How do we stay here a little bit longer in this present moment and experience the joy that we're in? How do we let that linger? By really being present to it and enjoying it when it's happening. So much time we allow things to steal that joy by being stuck in the past, not allowing ourselves to let that go, to forgive and forget, if you will. And so I want to caution you also about replaying that circumstance, that trauma in your mind, or even by repeating it, by calling a friend and this is what happened and continuing to replay, because that just digs the trench deeper in our neurological system that causes it to keep coming back up because that pathway is well worn. So in order to get us out of that space, we have to bring ourselves into a new pathway. And the new pathway may very well be your breath. And doing that 5 senses exercise to remind you that you're right here, to be right here. Let's let our breath get us very centered in the moment and begin to alternate the breath between a chest breath and a belly breath. Letting the chest rise and exhaling it out a little deeper, a little slower, and letting the belly rise so that we're really working on expanding this thoracic cavity, massaging it, energizing the body with the breath. Breathe in and out. Begin to swish your heels from side to side and start to massage your lower back and your hips. Heels side to side. And if you like, stretch your arms over the crown of your head, interlacing, and stretch to the shoulders. Point and flex the heel. Get engaged through your thighs. Walk your hips up and down, walk your arms up and down like you're climbing a ladder. And really get your spine long. And take whatever movement exploration would feel good. Rolling the heels, rocking the hips from side to side. Taking your hands across your chest and maybe rubbing your hands together and massaging. Milking the thumbs, rubbing the tips of your fingers. I love to do this every day, getting some circulation into your fingers and in your hands, and just knowing that you have a lot of acupressure points in your hands. So this is good for your whole body. And this helps with inflammation in the joints. And then one leg at a time, let's draw the knees into the belly, one leg at a time. And you can pause and circle a hip. And so alternating, let's stretch it back out and then draw the other leg in and circle it. And then extend it. And just keep alternating, big marching. Good for hips, good for low back, good for your digestion and your internal organs. And just keep reminding yourself where you are in the present moment by noticing sensations, sounds, sound of your breath. Finish on your left. And let's bring the right leg back in and bend and straighten from your knee. Pressing that heel up to the sky, circle the ankle, wiggle your toes, circle your knee. And then let's take the leg into a spinal twist rehearsal. So we're not going to take it all the way across. Going to keep your shoulder blades on the floor and just move through the hip joint and bring it across the body a little bit more with your left hand without letting the right shoulder blade come off the floor. Really get into your hips a little bit deeper here. And then let's go back to extension of the knee. Bend and straighten. Press the heel up, circle the ankle, point the toes. And then lower that right leg all the way down to the floor, nice and slow. And then bring the left leg back in. Hold it there, breathe, little circles. Bend and straighten. Circle the knee, both directions. Circle the ankle, wiggle the toes. Earlier, I was talking about how your nervous system just gets into that rehearsal of what you're anticipating or noticing, what you get used to just kind of comes up. And I, a moment ago, just had a kind of like an anticipation kind of thought in between my words that I was going to hear my mom upstairs. And if you're viewing in the library, she's on vacation this week. I'm just going to call it vacation. Let's rehearse that hip across the body, our spinal twist. Keep that left shoulder down and bring it across. So, right, our nervous system gets used to what is repetitive, that habit of doing, we go on autopilot. So, how do we keep ourselves from going on autopilot? Not letting the autonomic nervous system take over? Well, we have to be aware of what's going on and then not judge it. You have to give yourself grace for where you are, but I just like to say, isn't that interesting? Bring the leg back to the center and bend and straighten and circle. So we're going to get all of our joints lubricated this morning. This is a great day for pajama day. Actually, a lot of people are off today for Marty's birthday. So thank you, Marty. And then lower that leg all the way down. Once again, let's stretch the arms over the crown of the head. Lengthen, rock the hips from side to side. Now, if you want to, you can stay with the legs extended or you can bend the knees, taking the feet wide, lengthening through the lower back and letting the knees come together. Either way. And let's get into our arms a little bit, bringing the arms out to the side like the letter T. And then let's give ourselves a big juicy hug, wrapping the arms around the body. Massage your shoulders, your neck. Open it up. And exhale, bring it across and massage. You might massage all the way down the arms and the elbows and the forearms and the hands. Open, inhale, exhale, cross. Every time you cross, bring a different arm closer to the chin. So really use this movement and your hands as tuning into sensations and really adoring your body. Adornment, right? Feeling blessed to have these strong shoulders and arms and elbows and hands. Let your mind be in a place of blessing and appreciation right now. And then as you bring your arms back out to the side, let's bring them to a cactus arm position so that the hands are up, the palms are facing up. Relax through your shoulders here and your upper arm. And we're just going to move through the lower arm, basically, by bringing the palms to the side or down to the side and then back up again. So the elbows are going to stay bent and we're really just moving through the shoulder. Moving through the shoulder. Can you feel that across your shoulder blades? So we want to massage all of our soft tissue. Working on that mobility. And so, did you overuse one side of your body? And also notice your range of motion. Are you able to let the palms touch down comfortably without forcing? And on the way back up, do the knuckles touch the floor without forcing? All right, let those arms just relax wherever you would like. Back out to the side like the letter T, or staying in your cactus arm position. And then with the feet nice and wide, let's begin to swish like windshield wipers our legs from side to side. Lower back, hips, knees, ankles, feet. And now as you're going side to side, let's make this a moving meditation by really concentrating on where the breath is happening. So as legs fall to the right, you're going to exhale, and the head is going to come to the left. Inhale back to the center. The legs will fall to the left, and your head will look to the right. Exhale. You can slow this down and go as slow as you like, and maybe as the legs fall to one side, you add a little rocking motion. Now also notice your face. Relax through the face. Relax through the fingers. Really letting go of any tension that may be happening in the body. Nice little modified twist through the torso. And again, I'm also feeling this across the upper back. Breathe in and out. Let the legs fall to the right and the head fall to the left. And just rest here for a few breaths. Seeing if you can let go. And in this moment of some stillness, go back to your five senses. What can you see? What can you hear? What can you smell? What can you taste? What can you feel? And can you breathe through and really let yourself surrender any tension or tightness that you may be holding on to? Where the attention goes, the energy flows. You may have a space that needs healing in your body. Send some breath there. Send a healing thought there. All is well in my hips. All is well in my elbows, my neck. Go back to a gentle swish. And then when you're ready, let the legs fall to the left and the head to the right. Go back to a gentle swish whenever you're ready. And then we're going to take our time to roll over to our left and then use your arms to push yourself up, coming into a seated position. I've got this thing oscillating and I would like it to just point on me, this heat. How are we doing? All right, when you get seated and you get comfy, my hands are freezing, so let's Get some energy going in our hands. Rub your hands together. Build a fire. Now, I want you to picture a fire in your mind. And this visualization of the fire, just try to imagine yourself, use your imagination, and imagine that you're warming your hands in front of the fire. Maybe you can see it. Try to feel it. Go back into your memory bank and pull up that memory of a time when you were warming your hands in front of the fire and really trying to tune in. Maybe you can actually feel that. Or maybe you have a happy memory of roasting marshmallows and doing s'mores. See if you can pull that up in your memory as we're warming here. And then let's take the hands and start to just shake them out. Let's get some energy into the fingertips. So use the wrist, get into the elbows, fling it out, the shoulders, the head and the neck a little bit. Get some energy flowing. I want you to try to remember these things. You know, even if you've got some things going on where mobility might be an issue, we can do things from seated. We don't have to be standing, and we can stir up some energy even from a seated position. You know, there may be times where we're immobile for whatever reason. There's still some things that we can do. So shake that out. Head and neck, shoulders, elbows. Maybe even brushing off and flicking off anything that is bothering you that you want to get rid of. Back, shoulders. And then let's do some tapping. Let's start at the sternum. And you can even hinge forward a little bit. So this is super important this time of the year when flu and cold season is happening, that we're activating our white blood cells. Those are the gobblers that go into the body and gobble up all of the yuck. So when you lean forward just a little bit, you're bringing that gland a little closer to the surface so it can get the tapping. And then let's take our left hand and go down and across the right arm. The hand, slapping it with a cupped hand. Try to get as much surface area as you can. If you've got a place that's sore, tap that a little bit more. Get some circulation. You're going to focus on that place where you're having some issues. Come back around the chest and then follow that up with your right arm down your left. You got an achy elbow? Rub it out, pat it out. Get some energy to the surface area. And we're going to do 3 swipes of this. Some circulation going. And across your chest. Got anything going on in your breast tissue? Give that a gentle slap. All right. 3 swipes if you missed anywhere. Maybe you're not, maybe you haven't shoveled, but maybe you have to. Get your arms ready to go. Come back to the tapping. At your thymus. Smooth it out, smooth everything out, and then just take a moment to be still and notice. Tingling sensations, warmth. Take some deep breaths. Let it out. Reverse the cross in the legs if you haven't already. And then starting at the top and moving our way down, let's start at the head and neck with a gentle drawing the chin to the chest. So you're massaging your throat, your tonsils. So couple things. On Saturday, I visited a friend in Tennessee, my Reiki teacher, and we did some chakra balancing with a crystal, and my throat chakra was a little bit closed. And so I've been feeling a little bit mucusy. And then actually, there's something that I need to say to a loved one that I haven't said yet. And so that was interesting. So we want to massage this energy center right here. Now draw your chin to your chest and let's make a smiley face on our shirt from shoulder to shoulder. So we're doing the neck. We're doing the throat. Draw a big circle all the way around, like you've got a pencil on the tip of your nose, drawing a circle. And you can take that in both directions. Relax it back to the center. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, take your seated cat. Really getting into those shoulder blades across the upper back. Inhale to stretch. Back up to the sky. Exhale, bring the hands back behind the back. Fingertips behind your back, like you want to try to make that diamond shape behind you. And open everything up. Inhale, stretch up to the sky. Exhale, round into your seated cat. Inhale, stretch up to the sky. As you bring your hands back this time, turn your hands in the other direction so that the pinky fingers are closer to each other. Get the chest open. Notice how that feels different in your shoulders and maybe even in your elbows. And again, one more time, round and open and bring it back. And if you can, maybe this time you choose one of those two placements with your hands or interlace and see if you can get the arms up a little higher. Bringing the arms back out to the side, let's bring the right arm across the body, the left arm underneath above the elbow, and you can hold right here and draw that right shoulder down, or you can wrap the arms like ropes. So this is really good for our elbows. Palms or knuckles come together. And if you can, without flexing at the wrists, if you can interlace and get a grip, this is good for your hands. And just lift and lower wherever you're at. And I like to call this little hold with the arm extended. This kind of just reminds me of a railroad crossing arm. You're just kind of lifting and lowering through that right shoulder. You could even do it through the elbow, or holding and lifting and lowering, really massaging across the upper back. And this is also a compression of the major joints in your upper body, your shoulders, your elbows, your wrists, your fingers. Inhale, stretch up to the sky, undo that little rope. And then exhale, we're going to bring your left arm across the body and the right arm comes underneath. Okay, so you've got your railroad crossing arm, lifting and lowering the shoulder, moving the elbow, or wrapping it around. And once they get wrapped around, I'm like, which one is my right? Which one is my left? So this is a good exercise for your brain too, right? So as you're looking at your hands, ask yourself to wiggle your right middle finger or your left thumb. It's interesting, right? Did you do it? Lift and lower from here, massage. Now remember, the compressions are a way to kind of get your circulatory system to plunge out anything that's stuck. So it's like the garden hose. The compressions are like the garden hose that gets a crimp, and that kind of shuts off the flow of blood momentarily. And then what happens when the crimp opens up? Go ahead and open up. Inhale. There's a surge, just like the water hose, a surge of blood that rushes through. Inhale all the way up again. And exhale. Relax it. Shake it out a little bit. Switch the cross in the legs. At the same time, we're getting our hips here by just holding them. Let's take a little more upper body movement. Right arm extending up to the sky. Exhale, reach out in front of your left leg. Bring it around. Circle around with your left arm. Open up in that lateral stretch here and circle. And you can take it into a little bit of a back bend by bringing that arm back behind you a little bit more. And also use your arms here like you're drawing an imaginary circle of peace around your whole body. And this is saying to yourself, I am going to let nothing steal my joy of this present moment. Not my past, not whatever may or may not happen in the future, and definitely not anyone else's drama. You can have compassion and be caring without taking it all on. It's very challenging for empaths, I know, because I'm one, we carry a lot of that in the upper back. So try to let that really go here. You might have even heard it described like that before, like I keep everything on my chest. I hold everything in my shoulders. Now let's continue our circle by bringing the hands in the lap and just circling around. Doing this figure 8 circle with our shoulders, getting deeper down into the hips, going in both directions. Anytime if you need to switch the cross in the legs, switch it over. Coming to the center, extend your legs out. We'll give our knees a break. Shake it out a little bit. And let's do some tapping here for our lower body. So tap down the front of the thighs, tap and rub the knees, tap the lower legs, tap the feet, massage the feet and the toes, come up the sides, back into the hips, give your lower back a tap, come back to the front and tap the hip bones, and then take that again, maybe this swipe going down the inner thigh, bend the knees a little more, do the backs of the legs. So also taking 3 rounds here to get into some more circulation for your legs, feet, massage. You've got a point in between your big toe and your second toe, right in the middle of your foot right there where you can rub with your thumbs. And that's our acupressure point for our liver. Maybe give your liver a little massage. And let's take some flow here from the seated position. Inhale the arms up to the sky. Exhale, reach for the soles of the feet. Get a little deeper. Inhale, stretch up to the sky. Hands behind the back again. Index finger and thumb together like a diamond. You can stay here or you can ground the feet. Extend it. Inhale up to the sky. Exhale, reach. Inhale up to the sky. Hands come back. Pinky fingers closer together. Open up and or bend your knees. Maybe not lifting with these, maybe keeping the buttocks down. And we'll do one more. And if you want to lift your butt, you can. Inhale, stretch up to the sky. Exhale back. Now the hands are a good distance apart as you place them back behind with the fingertips pointing towards your body. Ground your feet and lift your hips. That feels amazing. And lower down. Let's hold our forward fold. Inhale and exhale. Long spine, rounded spine. You could use a prop, a bolster, a pillow to support your upper body out here in front. Letting go. Let's take 3 more breaths here. Coming up nice and slow and opening up one more time. Hands back, grounded feet, lifted heart or lifted hips. And then come down nice and slow. Now, when you're ready, I want you to find your way to your belly. And as you're coming to your belly, if you'd like to take a child's pose, take a child's pose or just find that belly position, bringing your hands underneath your forehead into crocodile pose, gently massaging the head from side to side. Breathe in and breathe out. Shake the legs out a little bit. So you may just be swaying the hips from side to side, giving your belly a little bit of a rub down. And then when you're ready, let's bring our left ear to the mat. Look to the right. Arms are in this cactus arm position. Breathe in and out. And then let's bring the left knee up towards the left elbow and extend your right arm out to the side. You can move your right breast out of the way just a little bit. And just hold the stretch through the chest, through the shoulder, inner thigh, hip. And you can just stay right here and pause right here if you like. If you'd like a bigger stretch through your right chest, you could press your left palm into the earth and begin to just stack your left hip on top of your right, moving that right breast out of the way a little bit. And this might be enough. Or you could stack that left hip on top of the right. Or you could put that left foot behind your leg. Maybe the top arm reaches up to the sky. Maybe it comes back behind the back. So again, never forcing, but bringing your body to this place where you can feel that edge of the stretch. You can always return back to the original position with just the right arm extended out to the side. Resting the hips. Let's take a few more breaths here. And then as we come back to the center, I'm going to give you some options. And come back to the center, come back into crocodile pose with your hands on your forehead and just rest here. Another option, you can bring your forehead to the mat and bring your arms down along the sides of the body so that the knuckles are down and the palms are up. And you can rest here. Another option is to turn the palms down and begin to rock or hide the arms underneath the shoulders, or underneath your body rather, so that your palms are kind of gripping the mat. And this is moving us into a locust pose. Your mouth is going to stay on the mat or the forehead. And if you can here, just see if you can lift one leg at a time. So remember your options. You're just hanging out in crocodile pose. You might have the arms down at your side, or trying this. So this locust pose is compression for your elbows. So if you're doing that, go ahead and release it and come back to knuckles down and palms up, and then turn your head so that your left ear is on the mat and you're looking to the right. And then everyone do that. Turn your head. Relax the arms down at your side with your knuckles down and your palms up. Let your hips shimmy from side to side. And then as you feel ready, bring your arms back into your cactus arm position. And rest here. Bringing your right knee up towards your right elbow and extending your left arm out to the side. Really extending through the left leg. Breathe in and breathe out. I'm going to flip around just to make sure that you all can hear me okay. Breathe in, breathe out. Or seeing if you need a little bit more. Still using the left foot for support. So you can support here and extend your right arm up to the sky or behind the back, or stacking the hips. Again, not forcing, just breathing wherever you are, and seeing how the body feels. Coming back to the original pose whenever you feel ready. And then we'll come back to our options. So if you want to try that locust pose one more time, we'll come back to crocodile pose to start. And your option to keep your left ear on the mat and bring the arms down to the side with the knuckles down and the palms up, resting through the upper back. Or bring your forehead down, slide your hands underneath your body so that your palms, you really have to lift your buttocks. Bring your mouth to the mat so my thighs are really resting on my knuckles. And this might be enough right here, this compression through the elbows. Or if you like, lift one leg at a time, or even both with the mouth down for full locust pose. If you're there, take it out whenever you're ready. Knuckles are down, palms are up, head is turned so that the left ear is down, looking to the right. And rest. Choose now to return back to crocodile pose or to press back into child's pose. To love all these choices, A, B, or C. Whatever you would like. Breathe in and out. And then wherever you're at, we're going to find our way into Sphinx pose. So if you're back into child's pose, we can come back to our belly and come to our forearms. Arms stretching out in front, your elbow maybe right directly underneath your shoulder. Crown of the head up to the sky, nose straight ahead. So we're feeling this big stretch through the front of the body, from your chin all the way down, really to the tips of your toes. Feeling the stretch through the torso, front of the hips, front of the thighs, tops of the feet, your ankles. And if you want a little more, press into the palms of your hands and lift your forearms. Now do this without letting the shoulders dump into your earlobes, still keeping the neck long. And you can go up and down, working the triceps a little bit. Your buttocks can be relaxed or firm here, whatever feels best on your low back. And then when you're done with this big stretch, come back into your crocodile pose. And then we're going to eventually be finding our way back over to our backs. So take your time to go there. And then when you get to your back, go ahead and draw those knees into your belly. Give yourself a big hug. Rocking gently from side to side. Massaging the lower back out. Draw some circles. And then maybe separate the legs and draw some circles out wide, like you're rowing a boat. Good for your shoulders, good for your elbows. So we're going to get into our hips a little bit deeper with just a couple stretches. And when you're ready, lower your left foot down, cross your right ankle over. Options, choices, A, B, or C. Rock from side to side. Open and close like you're opening a door with your right leg. Take your stretch a little deeper if you like by bringing that left foot off the floor and holding here. Extend your left leg up to the sky for a stretch here if you like. Otherwise, keep the knee bent or even keep that left foot on the floor. Breathe. You may decide to hold on to the right ankle and extend the left leg out on the floor. Continuing to hold that stretch. Now try to be mindful of your upper body so that the upper body is relaxed. Lowering your right foot to the floor, cross your left ankle over, and let's repeat that on this side. Rock from side to side. A little bit of a twist, little bit of a massage. Hold it in the center and open and close the hip joint. Holding it open and or pulling the right foot off the floor, bending and straightening the right knee and or holding it. Holding on to your left ankle and extending the right leg is a choice. Breathe in, breathe out. And then let's take this left knee and bring it across to the right for a spinal twist. If you like, extend your left arm out to the side. Big, juicy stretch. Feels amazing. And then do the other side whenever you're ready. I like to tuck my toe right behind the back of my other knee for a little leverage. You can check that out, see how that feels. And then when you're finished with your twist, if you're ready to go into Shavasana, go ahead. If there's another pose or stretch that you'd like to do beforehand, try to find that. And then meet us. Nothing left to do. Depending on where your mind is this morning, you might want to revisit your senses. So we're just trying to lay different tracks, reminding yourself where you are in this moment and that all is well. All is well in my mind and body. Every cell in my body is healthy and well. Please enjoy this reading for today from the Book of Awakening called The Life of Experience. Even if one glimpses God, there are still cuts and splinters and burns along the way. So often we anticipate a reward for the uncovering of truth. For effort, we expect money and recognition. For sacrifice and kindness, we secretly expect acceptance and love. For honesty, we expect justice. Yet, as we all know, the life of experience unfolds with a logic all its own. And very often, effort is seen, and kindness is embraced, and the risk of truth is held as the foundation of how humans relate. However, the reward for breathing is not applause but air. And the reward for climbing is not a promotion but new sight. And the reward for kindness is not being seen as kind, but the electricity of giving that keeps us alive. It seems the closer we get to the core of all being, the more synonymous the effort and its reward. Who could have guessed? The reward for uncovering the truth is the experience of honest living. The reward for understanding is the peace of knowing. The reward for loving is being the carrier of love. It all becomes elusively simple. The river's sole purpose is to carry water. And as the force of water deepens and widens the riverbed, the river fulfills its purpose more. Likewise, the riverbed of the heart is worn open over time to carry what is living. All this tells us that no amount of thinking can eliminate the wonder and plan of living. No wall or avoidance or denial, no cause or excuse can keep the rawness of life from running through us. While this may at times seem devastating, it is actually reassuring, because while the impermanence of life, if fixed on, can be terrifying, leaving us preoccupied with death, the very same impermanence, if allowed, its infinite frame can soothe us with the understanding that even the deepest pain will pass. And if you like, while you're here, the meditation is to bring into to view a recent moment of disappointment. Was there a particular outcome or response you were secretly hoping for? Rather than focusing on the fact that what you hoped for didn't happen, try to understand what is at the heart of what you were hoping for. Was it being heard, being accepted, being loved, being seen as someone of value, or simply the need to be held? Accepting this disappointment, try to understand what you received from the life of experience. Please be encouraged to stay as long as you like. If you feel ready, take your time to awaken, awakening into this present moment, the living moment. This is where life is happening, not in the past, not in the future, but happening right now. So maybe the question is, what will you do with now and with each now that follows? Just be, for sure. Finding your way to your seat whenever you're ready. Getting grounded, connected to this life, to this breath, to this day. Bringing your hands together at your heart. Let's make a fire one more time. And then place those nice warm hands over your eyes, soothing and smoothing our vision today and our mind, our brain. Place the hands over the ears and let's hum. Take a few humming breaths. Mm. Mm. Bring the hands together. at your heart for blessings and gratitude. The light within me honors and bows to the light within you. Namaste.